If anyone tries to tell you that recovery from CFS is easy or that you need to do a specific 5 steps to recover or that you need to take a specific supplement to recover, I don't believe they're telling the truth. The reason why I don't believe this is because I've been through chronic fatigue syndrome and I've recovered. And there was no formula. I've had so many different people tell me the different treatments that I should try, the different options, and I was open to different options and different treatments, but ultimately I chose the different treatments that were the best for me. So to tell you a little about my own personal recovery journey from CFS, it was long and arduous and very fraught with setbacks and success and more setbacks and success, and very much a very long difficult journey, but it was very gratifying at the end, sort of getting to the point where I fully had energy again. And what recovery actually looked like for me was I no longer had a symptom called post-exertion malaise, where I would exert myself and then the next day feel it really bad and crash and all of that. So what my recovery journey looked like, and I've talked about this before, is that when I got diagnosed, I made that choice that I was going to do everything I could to recover. So what that looked like for me was actually trying all of the different treatments available to me. So what it started with was I saw a naturopath doctor in the US who tested me for a lot of allergies. I ended up having a wide range of different allergies, including allergies to gluten, dairy, soy, sugar, eggs, and so I had to very much restrict my diet. Because I was eating these foods before, it caused chronic inflammation in my body, chronic pain, etc. And once I started changing my diet, I did see an improvement in symptoms. It wasn't full improvement, but there was a level of improvement. The next step was doing some tests in my gut. Turns out I had a yeast in my gut that needed to be treated. There was also a few other things with my health that different tests and stuff. I had low iron, etc., etc. But really, my chronic fatigue syndrome originated and came from gut issues. So the diet was a huge thing, and changing my diet, but also establishing norms and patterns of not only thinking but also in terms of exercise, making sure I was getting the proper amount of exercise every day. And when I say exercise, I mean when it was really bad, what that looked like was maybe 5 minutes of stretching every day, but that 5 minutes of stretching meant that I was in 50% less pain than if I hadn't stretched. So it was very much the little things that helped move forward in the recovery journey, but it was also a very gradual thing. And like I said, there were setbacks where I would feel so much better, so then I would overexert myself and then crash and then not be able to do more sort of that week. And it was hard, and we talk a lot about spoons in the chronic illness community. It was hard because my amount of spoons was constantly changing and my amount of capacity was constantly changing, and I never knew when to anticipate that change. So it was very much a juggle between. I would say that after having sort of changed my diet and implemented a lot of different patterns and rhythms in my life, that got me to a certain point, but I kind of stagnated, and what really put me over the edge in terms of my recovery and actually full recovery was I went through a season where I went to counseling and started dealing with a lot of things inside of myself, that negative beliefs about myself, negative beliefs about others, the need to be perfect, and the list goes on. Trauma from when I was quite young, and through counseling I was able to deal with these things. I spent 2 months just crying, letting out my emotions that I had held in for so long, and I felt my body heal as I acknowledged the pain that I had for so long let sit in my body. I acknowledged it and then let it out and found healing. And a lot of people ask me, how did you recover? And I would say that was one of the most pivotal things in my personal recovery journey. But again, everybody's recovery journey is different, and I'm not going to say that I have the answer for everyone, which is why I've started Chronic Hope, because I want other people to be able to share their stories of how they've been able to find hope and solutions in their different, in living with those different conditions. So essentially that's sort of my journey with recovery and how I've got to the point where I am now, and part of my journey with starting Chronic Hope. So thanks for listening.